Hello everybody, I'm Natalie. I teach the art of hand balancing and this is a full body daily stretching routine. And let's start with stepping the legs into a gentle straddle position here, feet pointing outwards, and reach behind you with both hands and alternate sides. So you can look into the direction of the hands here. Or if that makes you dizzy, you can also keep looking front. And let's now bend the knees and make this a little bit bigger. Patting yourself on the back here, loose arms, swinging the arms from side to side. And bring it down. And now step the legs back together, reach up as high as you can, lengthening the spine, reaching up with the fingers towards the ceiling. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring the hands down to the floor. If you can't quite touch the floor yet, you put the hands here on your shins. Bend the legs and reach up as high as you can and down to the floor. One more time now, bend the legs, reach up and push up onto your toes here, once reaching even higher and then coming down onto the floor. So with the hands here on the floor or on your shins or on yoga blocks or in elevation. We now bend the legs, bend the knees, creating a tabletop position here. Resting the full weight of the upper body on the thighs, so however much you have to bend the knees here, please do. You can also hold on to the elbows. Okay, put the hands back on the floor, bend the knees further, come into a squat. Maybe you have to reach further front. Maybe your heels are not on the floor, in which case you're going to be here, leaning to the front. And then straighten the legs again. And let's do this 2 more times. Bend the knees, lean to the front if you have to, and straighten them, trying to deepen the stretch using the weight of the head. Bend the knees and straighten. Try to deepen the stretch using the weight of the head. Now step the hands further front, walk the feet back into a downward facing dog position here and pedal the legs out gently. Okay, great. And then once drive the heels here into the floor. Push the shoulders out and reach up to the ceiling with the sit bones. Okay, and from here now, step the right leg in, step the left leg in. Step the right leg out, step the left leg out. Let's repeat this 5 times. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. One more time. Right, right, left, left. Step the the right leg in between the hands here into a lunge position. And gently move front and back here, pushing yourself front and back with the back foot. You can be propped up on yoga blocks here, or you can also have the hands here on the thighs. great. Put the hands back onto the floor, come back to a plank position, bring the left leg into a lunge position, move back and front here. I like to put myself up onto my fists here because that raises me a little bit further than being on the hands. It's a bit gentler on the wrists. And then bring it back to a plank position. Bring the knees to the floor here. Let's take it to a cat-cow. You allow the belly to flop down and then you curve the back. And chest sinks low. Curve the back. Warming up the spine. And curve. Really add the neck as well, so the head joins the movement. And then let's circle. So you imagine you have like a flat surface here around the ribs and you circle on that plane. And circle the other direction. Really use the head here as well, the neck. Trying to bring movement into every part of your spine. You can slightly bend the elbows here as well, creating movement in the upper body. And the back. Okay, great. So now let us sink the shoulders in, push the shoulders out, sink the shoulders in, push the shoulders out, sink in, push out. One more time, sink in, push out, and then push your weight back onto your feet here into a squat. Straighten the legs and now roll up through the spine, slowly rolling up through the spine. You come up, feel your center line of balance. And step back into a wide straddle position. Reach up with the right hand, reach to the side. The left elbow is now going to push into the hip and my left knee bends, bringing me into a full side stretch. So I'm actively pushing into the hip here with my left arm. Bring the arm close to the ear and keep reaching to the side. Anchor up the center and reach up. And the right elbow comes to touch the hip bone here. Bend the right leg, pivot the foot and reach to the side. Arm is close to your ear. You keep reaching to the wall. And come back up. Step the feet parallel and now take hold, now interlock the fingers and bend the knees. Curve the back as much as possible. Push to the front. So it's not here, it's the upper back. And then come back, interlock the fingers behind you, straighten the elbows, allow the chest to come out to the front. And breathe. Sometimes when we do stretches we forget to breathe. And bend the elbows first and then unlock the fingers. Find your way to the wall and bring the hands up on your eye line here against the wall. And then allow the whole front of the body to open up towards the floor, allowing everything to sink further to the floor here, including the lower back, upper back, with the focus on bringing the shoulders closer to the floor, closer to the wall. Keep the shoulders slightly elevated and engaged here, and the feet parallel. And come out of the stretch. Position the hands a little bit higher and let's do this one more time. Open up everything to the floor. You can look at the wall as well here, allowing the shoulders to come closer to the wall, opening the whole front of the body. And come out of the stretch. Now, with the help of the wall, we're going to do a leg stretch. That's especially good if you have limited mobility, but everybody can get something out of this stretch. So you step your legs here front and back in a very precise position, trying to keep the hips here facing the wall. And now you're trying to do a clean foot. Maybe you have to also like adjust the distance to the wall a bit. It's a clean forward fold to the wall, not rounding the lower back at all. Clean forward fold, pushing the wall away, and with the help of the wall, you are trying to get the navel further towards the floor, pushing the sit bones further back. So no matter where you're at with this, with your mobility, like I have to go this low to feel this stretch. But maybe you have to be here. The point of this stretch is to not throw the mirror, not knock the mirror over. The point of this stretch is to push the sit bones back, keep the spine very straight and neutral here, hip bones pointing to the front, clean forward fold without rounding the lower back, and hold it here. And come out of the stretch, and let's change legs. Same thing again, align your hips in a way that they face the wall, and then it's a clean forward fold, really focusing on bringing the navel closer to the spine, not rounding the lower back, pushing into the wall for support here. And you should feel this in both hamstrings. Keep pushing the sit bones back. So that means not rounding like this, but keep basically stick your bum out. Push the sit bones back is the more elegant way to say push your butt out. And come back, very good. Okay, great. Let's come to the floor into a straddle position here. And now just gently wiggle from side to side, finding your way into a straddle position. So the wiggling from side to side is really nice because it opens up a bit of space here in the hips and helps you to not grip any muscles. So no matter where you are at in your pancake stretch, maybe you have to be here, maybe you can be here. The most important thing is that you can feel your sit bones, the bones that we sit on the floor at all times, and that you keep your spine straight. Straight spine means upright, one straight line, sitting up tall, feeling the sit bones on the floor, even feeling as if you're slightly pushing the navel to the front. So this is the position that we want to be in. And maybe you have to be here to achieve this. Maybe you can even move a bit to the front. Wherever you're at, move a little bit further to the front, bringing the navel a little bit closer to the floor. Trying to keep that straight line and keep wiggling the legs here a little bit. Pull yourself deeper into the position. And no matter where you're at, let's hold it here together. And I do find it also useful to just wiggle the feet here a little bit because it creates space in the hips. The movement creates space in my hips and helps me to pull deeper into the stretch. I hope you're still here with me. Keep breathing. And let's hold this pancake position. It can take a long time to improve your pancake stretch. Basically, you have to do daily long holds in this position. You have to learn to love this position. Hold it here and keep breathing. Let's stay a little bit longer. And stay. stretch. And gently bring the knees together here and lengthen the legs. Now this time we are going to keep the feet flexed. Again, maybe you have to be here. If you are here, focus on really straightening the legs as much as possible. And if you can go a little bit further here, then now try to bring the elbows here to the knees. But the point of this stretch is to round the back and feel a nerve stretch across the backs of the legs here. So a nerve stretch will be like a short, sharp pain rather than a softer lengthening pain that you can feel while stretching. And we're not going to hold this for long. And here the point is, like I said, to round the back. So find the point here where you have your maximum mobility in terms of a clean forward fold, and then you round the back, completely releasing the head to the floor here, and you can relax the legs as well, allowing them to gently tilt to the side until you can feel that nerve stretch in the legs. Really allow the head to completely release towards the floor, rounding the back. Let's come out of the stretch and wiggle yourself into position one more time. So first sit up very, very straight, and then release everything over, sliding the arms along the legs, releasing the head to the ground, complete curve in the spine, relaxing the legs. Okay, great. And now fold your legs in. Fold the legs in as much as possible. So again, this goes out to a lot of different people. So you pick your version. So either you interlock the fingers or just hold on to your feet here and use your feet as a resistance to straighten your spine and lower the knees towards the ground like this. Or you use your elbows to push the legs further towards the floor, keeping a round back. Or if you like, you can also cup the points of the toes here like this with your hands. You cup the toes and you pull your forehead closer to the floor while at the same time pushing the knees here to the floor with the elbows like this. So I'll show you one more time. Version number 1, straight, using the feet as a resistance. Version number 2, keep pushing the knees to the floor with your elbows. Version number 3, the forehead comes towards the toes. You cup the toes here with the hands and you keep pushing the knees towards the floor at the same time with the legs, with the elbows. This is one of my favorite stretches. Every version of this stretch is great. Okay, great. And from here, lengthen the left leg. Now again, you can keep this foot here, you can bring it further out, you can bring it further in. Again, here we try to sit up very, very straight here, feeling the sit bones on the floor. Maybe you have to be here. You can also sit up on a cushion or a towel to raise yourself a little bit here. Then I'm going to push this knee towards the floor with the hand, or maybe you have to use your elbow, push it to the floor, and then try to reach with the leg with the other hand. So it goes two ways, pushing this to the floor and trying to reach the foot. So I put weight onto both hands here. And come back, other side, same thing. And push the hand towards the knee, try to reach the foot. Okay, great, and come out of the stretch. Meet me one more time in a 4-point position. We're gonna finish with a shoulder stretch. Walk the hands here to the front. Bring the shoulders as low to the floor here as possible. You can prop the hands up onto your fingers here. You don't have to be that low at all. You can be here and hold it here with me. And then come back to a 4-point position. And now come back to a downward facing dog position, and from here round the back and push yourself to the front over the wrists. Now on the way back, reposition the feet. Try to bring the shoulders as low to the floor as possible. And then again round, bring the shoulders over the wrists, round, round, round. And bring the shoulders closer to the floor. And round. And closer to the floor. 3 more times, round. And closer to the floor. And round. And closer to the floor. And round. And closer to the floor. Very good. Come back to the knees. Now this time you are going to again sit up very tall just for a short time here on the knees, and then bring the left hand to the right knee, reach behind you with the right arm, sitting up very tall, and you can change the gaze looking at the hand here at the back behind you. Come back to center, bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand reaches behind you, and follow your hand with your gaze. And come back to the front and shift around, come to lying down on your back. Pull the knees in towards the chest here as much as you can. So the emphasis of this stretch is to be as flat as possible. So imagine your knees here and the back are like a sandwich, and you want to sandwich everything closer together. So I've got the knees here slightly apart, and as I press onto my shins here, I feel flatness across the lower back, flattening the lower back into the floor. Great. Hold on to your right knee and straighten the left leg. Really pushing, really pulling this right knee here into the chest. And allow the left leg to float back up. Push the left knee into your chest, straighten the right leg. And bring both legs back here to a neutral position, propped up, knees propped up, and just wiggle from side to side and enjoy how your whole weight releases into the floor. Completely flat here on the floor, giving your whole weight into the ground. Okay, and when you're ready, slowly roll over your side, come back to sitting, or maybe you want to pause the video and just stay there for a couple of minutes enjoying this resting position on the floor. Thank you very much for practicing with me today. This is a wonderful stretching routine to do on a daily basis. I hope that it has both relaxed you and also given you an idea of how you can relax into stretches and include stretches into your daily practice. If you're interested in straddle stretches, I have this video here specifically for straddle stretches and also one for shoulder mobility. Thank you very much and have a great day.